Hey everybody, it's John with Contract Diagnostics again. When I talk about contract reviews, you hear that phrase everywhere. I think it is defined in different ways to different people. Some people define a contract review as reviewing it and what are the red flags. Some people define contract review as taking the document and marking it up with a red pen or, sending red lines back to the employer with the changes that you or your attorney would like to have in the contract. We look at contract reviews as much more of a holistic process. Sure, it's about red flags, but it's also about understanding everything that's contained in the contract and then looking at it from your perspective. So we believe at Contract Diagnostics that the story matters. So the story of the practice. Have they been looking for somebody for years, or have they never rehired anybody because no one ever quits or is terminated? They just retire. Are you looking at being here for 2 years or for 10 years? What's your perspective look like? Do you want to go part-time in the future? We think all those things should be taken into account when you look at the actual contract and then customize the questions that you're going to ask. So we think at Contract Diagnostics that it's a much more of a holistic process. Again, not just redlining the agreement, not just looking for specific red flags, but understanding every single thing that's in there and what's not in there, and what should be clarified, and how to clarify it, and how to have that conversation with the potential employer that you're looking to join. So when it comes to a contract review, I think you can define it in many, many different ways. But I think in order to have a full due diligence, if you will, on the situation, I feel it's way important to not only have the contract completely understood, but understand which questions to ask, at what time, to the right person, and then of course how to frame all of that with your particular story and that particular story of the employer at the same time to make sure that you get the best results, which could be changes to the contract. It could be modifications to the language included. It could be increases in compensation. It could be no actual changes, just a lot of questions and you understanding more of their expectations. So how do you look at a contract review? I'd be curious. Feel free to send it in to us at any time. I'd love to hear your guys' perspective. But when it comes to a contract review, there's so much on the table that you guys have spent so much of your time and your money and your life training and getting yourself to the spot where you have this opportunity, whether it's your first one or your third one. And understanding everything in there is super important, not just sending a red line copy back to the employer and say, there you go for my attorney. So if we can help, of course, with any understanding or due diligence or preparing questions or hearing your story out and customizing approach, give us a call at Contract Diagnostics. It's all we do. We've been doing it for over 12 years, and we've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of physicians' families, and we'd love to help yours as well.